Hey guys, Brazen Lotus here. I'm going to be showing you guys my Books and Stuff bookstore set. Some of this stuff is from a previous bookstore set. It was one of my first sets, so I have redone a lot of the objects, made them texture dependent. If you have the old files, you're going to want to can just completely delete them and reinstall the new ones. And keep in mind that stuff that you've put down in a previous save might not be there. You might have to replace it. Sorry, I know it's an inconvenience, but the other files were just bloaty. They had, took up a lot of space where they didn't need to, so they needed to be fixed. Anyway, this is just kind of an idea of what you get with this set. These here are books that are functional. They're the ones that you get in game already, and what I've done with the book fix part of this set is that I've made sure that all of these books have the proper covers and also have the proper displays. Some of the displays I had to actually make. Some of them just needed to be referenced properly, so I went ahead and I did that. I also made these decorative books here you see in the background. These came with the last set. They're the bibliophile books, and they're in a bunch of different colors that I made for those. You can see here these decorative stacks of books. Now these look like the books that we have in game, but they don't function the same way. They're purely decoration. And I made them obviously so you can, fill out these shelves and make it feel like a real bookstore and have these books match the actual books that you're setting for sale and that you're writing. So you've got a couple different size stacks. Each one is a little different, I believe. Yeah, so the children's books have a 3 stack and then a 5 stack. The thin books have a 3 stack and a 4 stack, and the thick books have a 2 and a 3 stack. And the way that this works is I've actually made these stacks of books function like a display. So if you look here, when you pull the functional book off, it sits flat like it's supposed to. But if you go and you put it on that stack, it will sit up on its display. I did that to kind of mirror what it looked like EA was originally trying to do. There are some books in the catalog that actually sit on a stack like it's a display, and I wanted to do that, but I wanted to do it in a way that was more versatile. So then you've got these here. These are the same book stacks, but they're actually sitting on a bookend, and the bookend has a 90-degree angle. So you stack your books, and then you can put it on the bookend, and then you can just pick up the bookend and just move it wherever you like. And I think that actually makes the bookshelves, when you fill them this way, makes them look really realistic, because then you'll see the displays next to it and the titles and stuff kind of match and they're similar. And so it feels really immersive to me. So let me kind of show you guys real quick. This is what you get book-wise with the pack. These are all the decorative stacks. You're going to find them here in storage under bookcases. That's where I like to put them. And the other decorative books will be here as well. Some of this other stuff is separated from other game packs. You can find that on my website if you're interested. So here, if you look, you can take the books and stack them on top of each other, right? Be careful. I haven't had the object not found error yet, but just know that when you're stacking objects multiple times in the game, it can kind of glitch out. There's a couple fixes for that. Check my website. I'll go ahead and put a little note in there that will kind of explain this a little bit, but just make sure you save your game before you start decorating with these. Now when you stack the books, I know that sometimes you're going to have, like, these stacks have open slots on top. So if you're trying to decorate around this, like putting plants or something, they're going to want to snap to that. So what I did is I created a single book. There are 2 versions of the single book, one that has a slot and one that doesn't. So all you need to do is, when you finished your stack, go ahead and put the book that doesn't have a slot on the top, and you're not going to have that problem anymore. See? So you've essentially kind of capped off that stack. Nothing's going to want to snap to it anymore. So let's take a stack of books here. Oh, that must be a no slot. Is that what we want? We'll put that on the top, I guess. Let's do this, and we'll put that on the top. So once you have your stack of books, you want to set your bookend on the ground. It's really just the easier way to do this. You can put it on the shelf and try to move the books on there, but because there's already slots, it makes it kind of a pain in the butt. So pick your stack up, move it over, and it just will snap to the slot there. Now, if you want to pull this off and then you want to like set it down, see how it's still at that 90-degree angle? All you have to do is drag it over a flat slot and then it'll put it back the way it's supposed to be. That's new. Before, when you used an angled slot like that, it would just automatically go back to flat. I don't know what's changed, but just know that if you want to move these off of here, you'll need to like just run it across a flat slot to get it back up right. Anyway, so you can go ahead and set those on there, and then let's find a shelf. We'll just put it right up here, and then you can go ahead and you can decide, you know, what colors you want to make these. I don't know why the swatches pop up down there. It's probably because of the way it's sitting on the bookend, but it's whatever. It does the job. And then you can choose whatever you want and just kind of go like that. You have to do it that way because if you try to put a book on once you've oh, I capped it off, didn't I? Let's pull that guy off. Once you have set this down going 90 degrees and you try to put a book on there, it's not going to work. I don't know why. It says it needs to be placed properly and it sets off, so just remember you got to stack it on the floor first and then you can put it on the bookend. That's how that works. You can see here I've got some stickers. These were here before, these small ones. This is a new one. It says books and stuff. I also made a couple little decorative crows to go with this set. They're just $2. It's a deal. If you get that reference. Anyway, okay, so that's everything that I made. Oh, and the displays. These do require, what does it get to work? You'll need that for these shelves to work. And then I made these angled shelves. These were something that I had before, but I went ahead and edited them so they made more sense. Before there wasn't the lip here, and they just looked like they were floating there about to fall off. So I added the little lip and it makes a little more sense now. I did add a ton more slots to this that make more sense, and the books sit on them better, I think, than the original set. And the last thing I wanted to quickly go over, I already have show hidden objects enabled. And what I want to do is find the functional books in the game. So here we are. You just go ahead and use search book and you'll come across it. Here are those displays I was talking about. Now, what you want to do is if you're just kind of like filling stuff out, you don't really care if the book has like a title and stuff. Because look, so some of these books, the end is fear, right? So we put that down and it doesn't have a description because it's one of those books that your sim has to write. Some of them, like, is it this one? Yeah, this one is one of those ones that you get from the bookshelf, so it's got like a description and everything. Now, all these books, again, I've made proper displays for. Now, the neat thing is that I found a way to make displays for the ones that have multiple covers, okay? Disclaimer here. Well, let me actually show you this. So when you set these down, you'll notice that you'll get different covers, because when your Sims write these books, it's like you'll get a random cover and a random title that you can change if you'd like. Well, these books, when you set them down, you'll get a random cover. I enabled these so you have the option to get all the covers. For some reason, it wasn't enabled before. It was like 3 or 4 covers were optional, or an option. So now you can put them down and a random cover will spawn. Now, if you look at, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on the shelf, right? So it gets that cover. And then I'm going to put this guy and it gets the same cover. Well, that's because you're placing it in build mode. Now, if you go into live mode, for whatever reason, don't ask me why, if you pick this guy up and drag it, you get the right cover. So just know when you're placing these books, whether they were written by your sim or you're doing it out of the catalog, in order to get the proper cover to show up on the display, you've got to pick the book up and drag it in live mode. See that? And that's going to apply for all of these books that have multiple covers. Sometimes the covers, I'll leave the game and I'll come back in and these covers will all revert back to that main cover you saw originally. I don't know why it does that. I did my best, you know, I picked apart the code as much as I could, and this is an option. Most of the time it is a little finicky, so keep that in mind. It may not work 100% of the time. There's really not much more that I can do as far as the tuning is concerned to get these to function any better than I've gotten them to function. So that's about it. Just know, again, I have all the book covers have been updated. Everything has displays. Even the, what was it? Outdoor, the herbology ones, like these here. These have the proper covers now. I had to make those from scratch. It was not easy, just so you know. But so everything is all set up. I'll be keeping this set updated, especially the book fixes. If there's a new set that comes out with new books, I'll definitely be adding those. So just I'll post it when I can, but make sure that it, you know, if you're missing some or something's not working, to check back. I'll probably have an update on my site soon. So I hope you guys enjoy the set and the video. I hope the video is helpful to kind of explain, you know, how I put the set together and why. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. And thanks for watching.